Have you ever joined an organisation as an ITAM professional and been told that stakeholder X, stakeholder Y are just not helpful? They're not part of the ITAM journey, they're really a pain to work with, and you just don't get anywhere with them. And that's because one of the biggest things that influence a successful IT asset management function and team is stakeholder management. This is something that is often overlooked and can be a massive negative and detriment to your ITAM team progress. Welcome back to the Sam Beast Consulting YouTube channel. Before we start, please don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe down there, and let me know in the comments as well what your thoughts and feelings are on stakeholder management. So ITAM, we do a lot, all right? We do so much as it is in terms of the technical side of things, processes, policies, communications, etc. But there's one particular skill that often seems to be a bit of a downfall for an ITAM function, and that is that stakeholder management. Managing and working with and building up those key relationships with your key stakeholders. This could range from being your ITAM team that work with you directly on a day-to-day basis. This could be the service desk team, this could be your C-level, your finance team, procurement, infosec, data center, infrastructure, networks, whoever you value as a stakeholder and whoever plays a key role in ITAM's success within that organization needs to be worked with and needs to be managed. If you don't do this, you're going to end up with a brick wall and a buffer and something that you just can't get through to help you progress with certain things. The amount of times I've gone into an organisation and been told, oh, he's really difficult to work with, he never replies to emails, he doesn't get involved, or that team, they're a real pain, they never follow the process, they don't get involved, they don't help with ITAM. And then you go in and you talk to these stakeholders and you have the regular communications with them, and actually it turns out that ITAM have never done that. They've never really explained what they're doing, why they're doing it, and why that team or stakeholder plays a key role in it. They've just almost dictated the process, dictated what they're expecting of those stakeholders, and that doesn't work. If ITAM starts being dictated with things, you're going to do this, you must do this, and not being given the why, or that soft skills, that gentle one-to-one conversation, a coffee chat to explain what's happening, why you're a key part of it, etc., then even ITAM are going to turn around and go, well, no, well, hold on, you're not coming to me telling me that I'm doing this, this and this, you need to ask me, we need to work together. And it's the same with those other stakeholders out there. Like I said, we've gone into an organisation where we've been told these stakeholders are real pain to work with, they're not engaged, they don't follow process, they don't follow policy, they don't do what ITAM's asking. But then when you go and talk to them, yeah, it turns out they've never been told why. They've just been demanded that they do these things. Work backwards. Do that engagement first. One-to-one sessions, a coffee chat even if you're physically on site with them. Teams calls, webinars, deep dives, whatever you need to do to get that message across, your why, your how, and their importance. Make them feel like they are an important part of your ITAM journey or whatever you're trying to achieve. Do all of that first before you start implementing the processes and policies and sending them lists and things that they need to do. Build that out, get them involved and understanding early doors what you want them to do before you start doing the ask of them. Then if they feel part of the process on building the process and what you're trying to achieve, they know exactly what the outputs is. They know what's going to be required of them. And you've probably documented it as well with processes, RACI matrix, work instructions, etc. And they feel like they've been a part of that journey for that change that you're then going to be asking them to do. From an ITAM standpoint, it's likely to be extra work. You're likely to be asking them to do extra things that they're not currently doing, or even maybe taking something away from them that they've done for a long time that you're now moving into the ITAM space. It's a change. We've done videos on culture change before. Please feel free to go back and watch them. But now this is all about managing that human behind the job title, behind the team. Soft skills is super, super important within ITAM. Stakeholder management has a lot of soft skills in there. You can achieve a really good relationship with your stakeholders with like regular check-ins. Like I said, coffee chat or Teams call or whatever communication platforms you use on a regular basis. Have monthly ITAM calls with all of your key stakeholders. What have you been working on? Praise the work that they've been doing to help you with that. What's the plan for the next month? What's the plan for the future? Build those regular lines of communication up. Take it a step further then. Have one-to-one monthly or quarterly or half-yearly meetings with the key stakeholders that do a lot of work with you. You could have your monthly calls already. You can then have random ad hoc chats on Teams or calls or meetings. That's fine. But then really have a proper check-in when you dedicate like an hour or so to that stakeholder to go through what their plans are, what their objectives are, what their challenges are. How can ITAM also help with that? But also, here's how we need to improve things from an ITAM standpoint, and here's what we expect from you moving forward as we follow our ITAM journey and our ITAM roadmap. Coffee, water cooler chats, whatever you call them, are so underrated. It's just informal. Just go and sit down in your local cafe. If you have to go off site, go off site. If you've got a local cafe on site for your organisation, do that as well. Just have a coffee. How's things going with you? What's your bugbears? This is what's not quite working in ITAM, but have you got any ideas on how we can improve these things? The benefits of this then is you're getting all of these key stakeholders who play a key role in ITAM success already anyway, that you need them, gets them on board that ITAM train. They start getting excited about it. They start getting hyped for what ITAM's trying to do. ITAM can also help them with some of their objectives and their tasks as well, and showing the value that ITAM can bring and building up that trust to say, look, hey, we've clashed heads before, we've not really worked together, but here's some data that we think might be useful for you guys. Here's some processes that we think might be useful for you. And by the way, if you see something that we can improve upon, let us know. Let's work together. Let's build that trust, build that quality that we can provide from an ITAM standpoint. Build that service out so that we can prove to you that we're not here just to be a pain, just to give you more work or take things away from you, but we're here to improve things. We're here to work together. Bad stakeholder management, you're just going to end up with people getting their backs up, not collaborating with you, not working with you. If ITAM has made no effort with these stakeholders to understand what their pain points are, what they're working on, they could be going through a huge project that's causing them a lot of stress and is maxing out their workload, and then ITAM comes along with the report and says, no, you must do this by Friday. That's not very fair, is it? That's just not a good way of working together. And it's crazy that I'm still seeing, in 2025, going into organizations, being told that a certain person or set of stakeholders are difficult to work with, not on board, don't follow processes, but then actually it turns out they've just not been feeling the love. They've not been given the attention that they need. They've never been explained things properly. So then when you start going on, giving them the love, having those coffee chats, having those one-to-ones, having those regular check-ins, even the Teams messages, for example, they start to understand the why. They understand why you're asking them to do things, why they need to look at this report, why they need to action this in the asset management database, or update their software library, or update their software renewals, whatever it is, whatever you're asking them of it. They start to understand, they start to buy in, they jump on the ITAM train. Suddenly, they're a valuable stakeholder that you can rely on and engage with on a regular basis, and aren't this brick wall that you're constantly hitting against because you've explained the why. You've made it personable to them. You've got them excited about it. And if you don't do that, you're just going to continue to have the blockers, and you're going to continue to have that friction and that force against you as you're trying to do what you need to do from an ITAM standpoint. Have monthly ITAM calls that's just open to anyone. All of your key stakeholders are invited. Open to anyone. Record it. Have the slides, publish the recording so they can watch back on demand, so that they understand what ITAM's doing and that they feel a part of it and that they feel valued. Super important, but we're not seeing it done on a regular, consistent basis for whatever reason. ITAM's busy, I get that, but these stakeholders can play a key role in helping that workload, helping you achieve those goals if you spend a bit of time and effort building that relationship and managing those stakeholders. So let me know what you do within your organization to build those relationships and do that stakeholder management. Let me know in the comments. Let me know on LinkedIn. I'd love to know what you do. But yeah, super important. Please go and give your stakeholders some love and attention that they deserve and that they need. Before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. We're growing massively at the moment, and we hope to see you next week for another video here at the Sam Beast Consulting YouTube channel. But until then, as always, go talk to your key stakeholders, go have coffee chats, give them the attention they deserve, and while you're doing it, happy ITAMing.